Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about issue number 2 of Marvel's Blood Hunt event, written by Jed MacKay with art created by Pepe Larraz. But before we dive into the story, I want to ask you a favor. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and a comment to help the channel grow. Now around the globe, superhumans with a connection to the Dark Force dimension simultaneously lost control of their powers. The eruption blacked out the sun, creating an eternal night, which allowed vampires everywhere to launch a coordinated attack against humanity. So, of course, Earth's heroes did their best to protect the innocent and control the chaos. So following that, the Avengers were tricked into allowing the Blood Coven, a group of superpowered vampires, into their headquarters, the Impossible City. And after a fierce battle, the Avengers were forced to flee their headquarters and leave a badly injured Thor, Black Panther, and Scarlet Witch in the hands of their new enemies. Now Blade, the vampire hunter, meets with Doctor Strange and Clea at their sanctum, revealing that he is the mastermind behind the vampire invasion. So before anyone could react, Blade mortally wounded Doctor Strange and ended issue number 1. So with that said, this issue opens up in the Impossible City with Thor chained up with Damascene spikes still through his head. And as for Wanda, she was also still out of commission. In fact, Blade states that the teleportation shield is activated to prevent the Bifrost, and runes is also in place to block Wanda's magic. So with those two accounted for, we also find out that T'Challa was unfortunately turned into a vampire. A vampire that was forced to submit to his creators, Blade's will. So as the Black Panther is forced to bend the knee, Blade tells him not to feel bad about his inability to fight against the tide of his power, because even the proud Atlanteans drowned. So with his dominance made clear, he ordered his Blood Coven alongside T'Challa to go on the hunt for his main prize, to hunt for his daughter. So as the Coven teleported away, we jump over to a few kids surrounded by vampires with their backs against the gate. So as the creatures of the night started to close in on them, one of their heads was knocked clear off its shoulders. For Brielle, the daughter of Blade, was not playing any games with them. So with one down, the other two bloodsuckers sprung into action, only to be incinerated into ashes by the Lord of the Night, Dracula. Now Dracula wasn't really on board with Brielle's willingness to save the day. In fact, he found it a waste of time. Because Dracula is fully aware that the Blood Hunt's number one target is, of course, her. So he didn't want to risk her life for nothing. So as their conversation played out, a mysterious voice caught both of their attentions, but before we got to see who it was, we transitioned over to Uptown. And when we get there, we see Tigra and Hunter's Moon fighting against a horde of vampires. And following that quick battle, the two cut through the park only to cross paths with Miles Morales, Spider-Man. So with the three together, they make their way to Dr. Stephen Strange's home. And upon arriving, one of the first things we see is a raging fire next door to their target. So with that established, we see Tigra knock on the door, just like back in issue number 15 of Doctor Strange, which is also covered on this channel. But just like that issue, the Spirit of Strange answers and allows them inside. So as they made their way down the corridor, Strange explained why he was forced into his astral form due to some complications. And upon entering the room down the hallway, everything was made clear, as we see Clea restraining Strange's vampire body. So with that situation explained, we jump back over to the alleyway, where we see the full might of the Blood Covenant bearing down on Dracula and Brielle. Now during Dracula's interaction with Bloodstorm 1, we learn that Bloodstorm 1 is indeed a clone of Dracula. And by the looks of it, there is no love lost between them, because Bloodstorm 1 states his covenant serves the true Lord, the true philosophy. So with the battle about to kick off, out of the sky on the next page, we see Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Captain America, and Vision coming in hot for round 2. Especially considering the last fight they had in issue number 1 didn't go so well. So with the battle officially on, Vision wasted no time and scooped up Megrim before she could incapacitate Captain Marvel again. So with one vampire off the table, Vision tells his victim that it's true that his synthetic brain is close enough to a human's, so usually, her power could affect him. But lucky for him, he could cycle his own brain patterns faster than she could lock onto them. So with Megrim off on a ride with Vision, Carol Danvers laid down a thunderous blow on Bloodstorm 1, sending him flying. So with that established, Vision decided to finish off Megrim by taking her a mile into the sky and allowing her to get the ultimate suntan. So with Megrim deleted, we see Tony squaring back up with Cruel, but this time, Tony came ready because he used an oscillating magnetic field to repel his attacks. So with that battle going in Tony's favor, Damascene was able to sneak up behind Tony and was moments away from doing to him what he did to Thor. But right before he could let the spike fly, a ray of solar energy severed his arm, for Vision had returned. So with Vision acting as a living sun, the Blood Covenant was against the ropes and left Captain Marvel wide open to send a massive beam into the sky and through the clouds, which allowed the sun to temporarily shine through. So with things going from bad to worse and one member down, the Covenant quickly called for the Impossible City to teleport them home. So with the battle won, Brielle informed Tony that she needed to get somewhere. So with everyone together, the Avengers alongside Dracula and Brielle made their way to Doctor Strange's home, and upon getting there, they encountered his astral form. And during their conversation, Sam tells Strange everything that happened up to this point, as well as their plan to get back to the Impossible City. So with win after win under their belt, the Avengers alongside Dracula and Brielle met up with Spider-Man and the Midnight Mission, only for Miles to start acting strange. And on the final page, we get to see exactly what Blade did to him on top of the building in issue number 1 of this story. Because Miles Morales is now a vampire. So with that said, issue number 2 of the Blood Hunt comes to an end. Now with that out there, if you want to stay in the loop about any individual storyline, then how about you hop over to the playlist section down below or in the link cards above to get all caught up on everything on my channel. So with that established, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to leave a like and a comment if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.